Hello, everyone. Disaster and upcoming Sonic Pulsars. This is GXR's official Sonic Pulse guide. I'm gonna try and keep it short. There's lots of things that I could talk about. Lots of like advanced little technical things that I could get into. But thankfully, Sonic Pulse is a little bit simple, so I'll try and keep it short so you can make cool characters like these. Um, So to start off, yeah, you're gonna want to go to roleplay, and you have 6 pages of files, and in total that's 24 files from the get-go. Um, you can make anything you want in these files. Edit will just, open up the file, and remake will completely delete the file. And it will start anew for you to start working on. Don't worry about the skill meter for now. Spawn will put you into the map. And that's it for the screen. Organize just lets you move your files around. As you can see here on the right, we have this forms page. Um, Obviously you don't have to like use these form files for actual like transformations themselves. You can just use different outfits and whatnot. I mean, look, this is an Eon file, right? Form 2, you go there, it's his fucking mom. So, yeah, you're not entirely limited to what the game says. So let's just start with a blank file here. And as you can see, we have this hedgehog preset. You can copy files and paste them and whatnot. Um, yeah, so what you're gonna want to do here, this is completely unscripted, by the way. I'm just blabbing out of my mouth as I go. Um, so customize. This is where you're gonna want to start. What this is how you change like the body, right? This tab right here, this little like thing right here. Um, you can obviously start from the head and go all the way down through all these options down to the feet. That's usually the way I do it whenever I make a new character. Um, Actually, I don't have anything specific in mind that I want to make. I should try to find something to make for the purpose of this video. So I'm gonna pause this recording. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I can't do like anything complex right now, so I'll just try to. Since you guys like to make Inklings, obviously it's a Splatoon server. I'll just make Eon since he's the easiest and I know how to do it from memory. So this just goes for like anything in general also, so don't take it too harshly. Um, Head option. This is just like different head shapes that you want. You can go for edge or buffed if you want something a little more angry looking. But Inklings don't have this little gap in the eyes in the middle, so we'll just go with the movie E head. What movie E head means? It's just the movie version of Shadow's head. So this is the edge head. This is the movie E head. It just puts the gap in the middle away. Uh, and for the Inkling mask, we. Oh, I almost got a little too ahead of myself. Whenever you click something, most items in this game will have an add-ons ability. So you can go here and you'll have tons of different options for the body part that you are trying to change. And that it doesn't just go for body parts either, it goes for clothing. So for head add-ons, we have eyebrows, eye rings, forehead gems. Um, those are just what those are. You ever watch Steven Universe? For markings, it's just things for the head. If your character has scars and whatnot, eye whites, it's just the sclera of the eye. So you can change it to these different options right here. I usually just don't go normal. Usually I don't even like use most of these things. It's very like specific use case, if you know what I mean. But for Inklings, we'll go with wrapped eyeline in the eyelashes option. You see how that replicates the eye mask thing? And for general eyelashes, if you want to make a female character, you can go with the wrapped down lash. You see how that changes that, and you can have up to 2 eyelashes at a time. There's a lots of different like quantity limits for different items and add-ons that you can have. So always be sure to check this top area right here just to see, what you can do and what you're limited to. We have this wrapped down lash, wrapped duo lash, wrapped up lash, but we'll just go with the eye line because Eon is a dude. For the spine, this is mainly for Sonic characters. I mean, we got tons of options here. It is a Sonic game after all. We have 6 pages of options, and these are all just, if they would load, these are all just different options that they have. They have armadillo spines. They have snake shells. Sorry, excuse me, armadillo shells. Um, they have lots of different things that can cater to your tastes. Like they have these long hooks or this down mohawk. Obviously, we have Sonic spines right here. And let's choose the edge spine for example. These are shadow spines. Um, you're never gonna truly know what spine you want to use, so it's always worth it to see what every spine would look like on your character. You know, it doesn't take that long. You know, let's say you have the rest of the design made out, you feel like, oh, this is missing something on the head. Um, just go through all these different options like rapid fire like that, and you can just see what you like. Just going through all these different options. Um, let's choose edge spine for this example. Going back to what I was saying earlier, this also has an add-on. It's called spine decor. You can go with striped or frosted spine tips. Pretty simple, and you'll be able to color those separately later on. Eon does not have spines, however, so we'll remove that. Extra spine. You get up to 2 of these at a time. They're just like little add-ons. You can also apply stripes on these, so it's a nice little addition to make characters seem more spiky or give them more hair. Speaking of hair, we have the hair options. You are unfortunately only limited to 2 at a time. I wish it was 3. Maybe in a world where everything was perfect, you would have 4, but we can't have nice things in this world, so we only get 2. Um, there's lots of different options, just like everything else. Oh my god, how many times am I gonna say that? But yeah, you got afros, bangs. A lot of these hairstyles are kind of weird. They're sourced from lots of different things. And most of them honestly don't even work in many situations, but once again, it's still worth it to try and see. Oh, these dual things and these left and right pieces. Hold on. That's all of those say L, right? That means left. And all of these say R right here. That means right. So these individual like bang pieces, hair pieces are gonna be your best friends. They are so handy. I like to use adventure hair. Combine. Oh yeah. Um, it's you can totally mix and match. Actually, I encourage it. I encourage it so much for you to just mix all these different kind of hairstyles and just brainstorm what would work with what and ultimately achieve the look that I'm trying to go for, right? Ears pretty self-explanatory. You got your antenna, you got your hedgehog ears, your bat ears, your your big ears, your bunny ears, your slug ears and whatnot. Once again, another thing for Mobian characters if you want to go ahead and do that. Eyes. These actually don't affect the scleras themselves, but actually the irises and the pupils. So the basic MI, that M stands for material, and we'll get into what that means later. But for now, we'll just go with the basic eye. So for add-ons in the basic eye, you can change the pupil, you can get rid of it if you have VIP, which is only 50 Robux. You can go for all kinds of looks. You can go for this crosshair look, this heart look, maybe make yourself look like an alien or a frog or a dragon. But we'll just stay straightforward for now. Oh, splatter as well. If your character's really into, you know, I don't know where I'm going with this. Leave me alone. The base part refers to the iris of the eye. So you see how as I change this, it changes the look of the irises. Oh, and sometimes you can even get rid of the irises themselves to go for like a smaller eye look, which honestly looks great sometimes on certain characters. I'll go with the ornate eye because you see how it's very two-tone. With the base eye, it's like a slight shadow. For the eyes, you're allowed two colors. A color accent, which means like a second color, I guess, and the base color, which is the green you're seeing here. But the eye accent by default is black, so you're seeing this, black shadow around it that kind of makes it darker. But the ornate eye gets rid of that, and it makes it two-toned. So I can go for this straightforward look where I have the eye accent on top and the normal eye color on the bottom. Very handy. I recommend it. Um, the muzzle, it's very self-explanatory. And if you're looking for the nose option, it's in the muzzle add-ons. So I'll just, yeah, they got beaks, they got ant muzzles if it would load. Yeah, there we go. Metal muzzles, mecha muzzles, and they all have their respective like long options. So that's the long down fuzz muzzle, but we'll change to the normal down fuzz one, and you see how that's different. But for now, we'll just choose the normal muzzle. And there's tons of add-ons here. You have rings, mustaches, beards, face bolts for your mechas and your medals, and markings and scars. Um, but you see the nose option right there. The small nose is the best option for human-looking characters. Tail doesn't really matter in this case, but um, there's your cat tail, your centipede tail, and obviously these have their own respective add-ons. It's very different, specifically in the tails category. So for the cat tail, you have fur, you have ring patterns, or just a flare tip. Sometimes for these armor tails, you'll have for reptilian characters, or cold-blooded mammals, or holy shit, reptiles. I sound like a damn idiot. You'll be able to add shell options and spikes and tips and stuff and whatnot. Very cool looking for dragon and lizard looking characters. Backspine, same exact thing. None of these really have add-ons. You can't add stripes to these. This is just to give your character a little back flare. I wouldn't recommend using a back spine though if your character is wearing like a back accessory like a backpack or a cape or something like that. And you got your engine for the mechas and these up spine options for super characters. Body markings, very self-explanatory. It's just different markings and scars for your characters. It doesn't have to. Remember that none of these options are exclusively limited to their use cases. Like, you can use body markings to make clothes look better. It's all about what can I use in these set of tools to get the job done. You want to keep that in mind. Yeah, your belly options for chest fur and whatnot. These can also help make clothes look better. Limbs. This is just not important. It just groups arms and legs together in a single category, so you don't have to go individually changing them by one by one. So for arms, you have bones. I don't know what this is. Your electro pieces for prosthetics, feathers, mechas, metals, neo metals, and muscle limbs. These are like slightly larger than the basic. You see how like minuscule that difference is? If you really want a built looking character or like a strong looking character, I would go for the suited limb. Yeah, look at that. The only thing you have to do is color it differently. We'll just go with the basic limb for now. Of course, these have their own add-ons. Although I wouldn't recommend limb add-ons. They're very like specific use case. You have feathers, rings, spikes. That's just like for armor and stuff. Legs, all the same options as the arms. You can see, very helpful. Wrists. Wrists are fun. Because it's just wrist accessories are just cool, You can use these basic cuffs to make them look like to make the character's hands look like gloves, which they're really not actually. I'll get into that later. Uh, you have all these different options, all the same. All the wrists mostly have the same options. Sometimes you can add a ring to them, or all the time you will always be able to add spikes. Although I never use them because none of my characters are honestly that like emo in the first place or like extreme looking. Um, of course, we'll just go with the normal wrists, but there's lots of different options to get creative with, as you can see. For the hands, you see, you see how I said these aren't actually gloves, even though you think it would default to gloves because Sonic characters always wear gloves. No, they're just colored differently to look like gloves. So you can use ball hands to go for a more cartoony look. Boxing gloves also accomplish the same thing. Darken hands for aliens, mech hands for metals, spiked hands for creatures, or something else that you might have in your lore. More blocky looking mech hands and mech hands without the plates. Um, if you go to basic hand, you'll see that there's lots of things, lots of add-ons. You can choose rings and nails, different. You can choose an animal nails, or girl nails. Um, and these hand decors are mainly just for look's sake. Hand slates, heavy wraps, um, bandage wraps, and this little spiky version of the circle buff. Looks pretty cool. Hand spikes, those are just the things that Knuckles has. And here we are at the glove part. There's no option for a full glove because you can just color the hand white, right? But you can go for a fingerless glove, a plated knight glove, which you can disassemble this thing, by the way, in the add-ons. I'm not gonna get into it because that would take too much time, but you can individually remove these things, and it's so fun. Biker glove, which is just a more cool looking version of the fingerless glove. We'll just go with the fingerless for now, and this add-on is just fuzz. I don't know why it has its own category though. Pop heads, look, will be a furry. Pretty normal. Foots, these are shoes or slash feet. Um, you can really choose anything for your shoes, but this is the part that can really make or break a character design. Unfortunately, the shoes in this game are pretty damn shit. So you're gonna be I don't know if you'll struggle that hard to make cool looking shoes, but I believe. As you can see, these some shoes like these do not have socks. They don't have sock cuffs. But if you go to the bandage shoe, or the based shoe, these are the rail grinding shoes of Sonic Adventure 2. They have sock cuffs, and obviously you can change these sock cuffs to whatever you want to be. Um, and you can make these are just like the wrist, by the way. You can make all kinds of different combos. It is so fun to see the different things that work. My personal favorite combo, if I could do it real quick, is a normal looking shoe like this, right? Not too high, not too low. You go to the socks, and then you go to where is it? Style socks. It makes it look like real shoes, and it's so freaking cool. I always do this for my characters if I want them wearing like um dope shoes. However, if you want to go for more real lifestyle looking shoes, this is actually what I do for Eon almost all the time, and you've probably saw it on him. So if I go to socks, style socks, oh, this is the designer shoe, by the way. The whole point of this designer shoe is that you can change like almost every part of the shoe. You can change the front design, the normal design, the decor, the back design. You can change the sole, the undersole, and all kinds of sweet stuff like that. but we'll go with the cross laces in the shoe add-on. Back buff, we'll go full buff. Uh, shoe decor, I don't really use those. For the shoe design, we'll go. Actually, for the front design, we'll do steel toe, and then for the normal design, we'll do mid buff. You see how those look like? They look like real Nikes. They look like Jordans, kind of. And that's the look that I go for because, you know, those are kind of the shoes that Eons wears. They're also based off of the Red Squid Kid 4s in the actual, like, you know, Splatoon game itself. So now we can get out of the the shoe menu, now that we have that. So, it may not look like it much right now, but we're already done with our body. So we go now to the second tab in the customize category, and now we have clothes options. So we have shirts, shoulder pads, cloaks, skirts, pants, wrists, hands, and of course feet. Um, these last three aren't any different from the body category. You see, you have wrist, hands, foot. It's the exact same thing here. They're the same options. So, we go to shirt, and there's just tons of stuff here, right? Lots of different clothing styles. Unfortunately, though, Sonic Pulse is lacking in clothing styles. It has been like years since this game got its last clothing update, and oh my god, we need another fucking clothing update so bad. I've literally been DMing the creator almost daily and participating in any votes that I can just so we can get another fucking clothing update. It is so hard. Anyways. What Eon wears is in the cloak category. We have lots of different things. We have capes, and we have vests. These are made to stack on top of shirts. These like specific items, not the cloaks though. They're or the capes. They're just their own thing. Of course, these have their own respective add-ons where you can change different parts about how the cape looks. Always check if you think an item looks good and you're like, oh man, I wish I could change something about it, right? Go to the add-ons and you'll probably be able to like see that option that you want. You see how this adds like cool like glass shards to it? Yeah. Always check. Always check. Or sometimes, let me choose this for example. Classy shirt. Let's say you want the collar and the tie, but you don't want these pockets. You think they're ugly. Go to add-ons, go to pockets, none. And that goes for a lot of other clothing items too. So I'm just trying to push the point of what I'm trying to say. Always check, you know. Don't abandon an item that you think looks good just because it doesn't look quite the way that you want, but you still like it, you know. Eon doesn't wear a skirt, but I just want to show off these options. There's not a lot of great skirt options. Skirts and pants are specifically like the most lacking categories in the clothing for this game. So, just try to be patient, see it through, you know. Try and see what works. Pants, however, pants fucking suck in this game. It is hard to make a good-looking like a good design with like how limited the pants are in this game. However, Eon wears these cool cargo trip pants. I just showed off the other options. Of course, you can edit these as well in the add-ons. So, if you like how these pants look, or like how they are modeled, you can also remove the chains and whatnot. Again, always check. And then he wears a shirt under, so we'll just go with casual shirt. We'll go to add-ons for the shirt, and then we'll go to right sleeve, none, left sleeve, none. And we remove those sleeves because we don't really need them. And yeah, that's it for clothes, I think. Right? Yeah. I just want to show off the shoulder pads. Very straightforward. I don't know if anybody's characters wear those, but yeah. This would be a good point to showcase the transparency feature. So let's say I like these spiked shoulders, right? Let's say I like how they look, but I don't like the spikes because they don't fit with the character. So we'll go to design, which is where I get this color menu and all the different parts of my character that I can color differently. We will. We have red selected right now, but you see this slider at the bottom? This controls the transparency. So we slide this all the way to the left, and we can see now in the bottom right that we have a transparent color. So we go to close, we go to shoulder pad spike right here. We identify what is the what we are coloring because you hover your mouse over it, and you can see it's outlined by the game to show you, oh, this is what you're about to color, right? And then we click, and it's gone, just like that. Now we have these cool looking shoulder pads that we can use. It doesn't have these, however, so we'll get rid of them. That was just an example. Oh, you might have been wondering what that split button does. So, actually, you are not limited to changing both parts of your character at the same time. Your character does not have to be symmetrical. So let's say I want to put a ring on this finger specifically, but I don't want it to show up on this hand as well. I go to split, and you see all these different options. Left eye, right eye, instead of just eyes. Um, we have upper left arm, upper right arm. You can control all the limbs. It is amazing. So we go to right hand. Or maybe I just don't want him to have a hand at all. Boom. There we go. It is that easy, and it doesn't show up on the other hand. That's fucking great. I have to change this manually now to fix it. There we go. It's a really dope feature. Unfortunately, this does not go for clothes, however. Only for these options and shoulder pads. Now we're onto the coloring phase. I won't like take my time getting like the specific colors because we'll be here fucking forever. But we know him. He has bright red hair. He has oh yeah, you can use split for coloring as well to color all the different little parts separately. And this is especially useful because you see this fur option. This will color the torso and the head and the spines if you had them all at the same time. We don't want that. So we would click split, and we see now the head option appears. You see how I changed the head color without changing the torso color? You see how it's still gray in there? Yeah, that's what we want. So just a little heads up in case you want your like character to be colored differently like that. We'll choose a darker skin tone for the nose, just to differentiate it from the rest of the body, and we'll do this just so we can color the torso the same color, and lower arm, upper arm, we'll make those the skin tone colors. Same with the wrist and the hand. Um, Great, now we're moving. We're getting the show on the road. Eye whites, we'll make the scaleras white. The default color for the eye whites is like a weird gray, so you always have to like make sure that FFFF. For the eyes, we'll go the golden color he usually has. The eye is the darker upper part, and then for the lower part, that's the eye accent. So we'll do that. Look at that. That looks great. Then we'll color this orange, go darker, and then change the pupil. Oh god, this does not look like Eon at all. Whatever. All's well that ends well. There we go. That looks more like its eye color. Eye shine is just that little white thing that makes the eye glimmer. You can change that as well to make it more soft and not like a solid circle. Now we get to move on to this next tab, which is clothes, and we get to color the different clothes. We'll go the usual blue for the accent. Or no, wait, that's way too bright. Accent. And you just have to like mess around and see what colors what, you know? so you don't go coloring a bunch of things you don't know, like a chicken with its head cut off. You're not running around like a fool. Overshirt hoodie, that changes that right there. Short sleeve accent, that changes those. Like the game tells me. Overshirt lining, that changes that. We'll go split, and then for his right short sleeve, we'll color that red. Then for his left short sleeve, we'll color that green. Look at that. He's already looking like Keon. And then for his pants, we'll go this dark gray color. We'll scroll down to pants. We'll color pants, upper pants, and lower pants, all the same color. And we'll make pants lining pitch black. Yeah, that looks about right. And we have all these different things that we could color, but I don't want to right now. Also because it's just not accurate to the character. Now moving on to the shoes. We'll color this part red, this part red, this front part red, and we'll color the whole shoe dark red as a cool two-tone. And I guess we can do that for the base as well, the sole. Actually, no. We'll make the sole a dark gray. I don't even know if that's like accurate, but oh well. And then the shoelace, that's dark red. For the sock, that is dark red. For the sock accent, that is bright red. Sock buff, that is bright red as well. So look at that. You might be wondering what these two other tabs are. This is empty right now. We'll get to that later. This is the jump ball. This is just, what do you want your spin ball to be colored whenever you jump? Because this is a Sonic game after all. We'll just color all this red for now. It's not important. And there we go. But you might be wondering, wait, he doesn't have a mouth or like his glasses. Okay. We'll go to animations right here. This is where you can change your idle animation by going to casual, idle, and then casual, and then you can see all the different poses that you can put your character in. They have all kinds of different poses for you to choose from. As you can see, there's lots of color and character and just how all of these poses look, but he still doesn't have a mouth and it really fucking looks weird. So let's fix that. We'll back out. We'll go to animations, emotes, default, mouth, and then we have all these different mouth options to choose from. You might be wondering what this is. This is just a straight line. I don't know why it looks like that though. We'll go with the smile though. But wait, why is it all the way to the right like that? What if I want it to be on the left? Well, that's what we have these arrows for. Boom, left. What if you want it in the middle? Boom, middle. This is just how you change the position. Mouth colors, this is for like, if you want to change that mouth line to be white, or if you want to change the tongue color, or the inside of the mouth color, or the lip color. Oh wait, his eyelids are gray. Let me fix that. Body, eyelid, black. Okay, there you go. If you go here, you also see that there's an eyelid option. So you can turn off blinking, which I'm personally gonna do, and you have these different options to change the eyes and add a little bit of, sprinkle a little bit more of character in there, a little bit more personality to make your facial expressions look better. So I'm gonna go with this annoyed look to lower his eyelids and make him give you that look where he looks a little confident in himself. Also, I need to color the gloves. Why do I keep forgetting these fucking things, man? I'm getting sloppy. There we go. Dark colored. There we go. He's already looking like so full of life. Okay. On to the next question. Where is glasses? That's where this accessories tab come in. This accessories tab right here. Um, I have been playing this game for a long time, so I have like almost all the accessories in the game. But most of the accessories are unfortunately locked behind Robux game passes. Uh, these cool accessories like the Chaos Emeralds or this cool scarf. Um, each game pass will run you about around like 100 Robux, which is just barely over $1. So, if you have the spare money, uh, and you want to make that investment, and you're like, oh, I want to make my character look cooler, or I know I'm gonna play this game again, go ahead, right? I'm not gonna force you, but I personally think that you should, right? The accessories in this game, they're very worth it. Unfortunately, the accessories menu is very fucking buggy. Um, but not all the accessories in the game are locked behind Robux. Most of them actually can be bought in-game with the in-game currency called it tiers. Now, there's no like easy way to obtain these tiers currency super fast, but the way you gain tiers is just playing the game, waiting, just role playing with other people. You don't actually have to role play with people. You can just spawn your character into a map and just sit there for like 30 minutes, and that'll net you about around like 300 tiers. And you can go spend those tiers in the shop, or you can buy some fun accessories to spice up your character. Uh, However, there are an easy way to get tiers, and I will also get to that later. Um, So we're gonna look for his glasses, which I do have, the squared lens, face. But now you're thinking, wait, those look stupid as hell. He wears them on his head. And you'd be right. So that's where we use this modify accessories option. And then we select our accessory, and then we're able to freely move this accessory around using 3D dimensions. And we can modify this to any part of the body. So the reason you do this is that, so by default, right, it's welded to the head. So whenever you walk, it's going to be on the head. So, let's say I wanted this to be on the leg. Okay, let's just move it over to the leg. We'll move the X and then we'll move the Y. Look, it's on the leg now. But what happens when we go to a walk animation? It follows the same movement as the head still because it's still attached to the head. So we go back to our accessory, we hit modify, and then we attach it to left upper leg right here. Boom. Um, Now, when we go to walk, it'll move with the leg. So that's just a little bit of a heads up. It's still very easy to forget, like, oh yeah, I need to weld this to a different part, because you'll do all your adjustments so good and so precise, and then you'll realize when you start walking with your character, like, oh shit, this is still welded to the head. I need to put it to the leg, you know. Just a little heads up. So, we're gonna move this up. We're gonna move it forward with the Z-axis. Move it a little bit down with the Y-axis. Change our X-axis to 0. Oh, by the way, X is left and right. With positions, X is left and right, Y is up and down, and Z is back and forth. We'll adjust this a little bit. Orientation, this is just rotation. So X is just that direction, Y is around, and then Z is back and forth. So we'll change this to be a little angled up. We'll move it down a bit. Move it back until it's not colliding with the hair. And then boom. There we go. And then this third tab right here is for accessories. So you can color accessories. We'll make it his usual green. And by the way, you cannot split accessories, unfortunately. There we go. That's a little bit too dark. There we go.
Boom. There we go. We got Eon. And that is how you play Sonic Pulse. Um, I'm gonna cover a few other things right now. Walk animation, very straightforward. It's just different animations your character can display while they walk. And then when you run, these, it's the exact same thing. Uh, for idle animations, they do have hovering animations for, those cool characters that can fly. Um, idle timers and team A, I would just ignore those. Casual emotes, uh, you can have emotes in this game. So if we go to emotes right here, we have 9 different slots that we can have. And in these different slots, you can change expressions, eyelids, mouths, what your character's doing. So you can have the idle animations, but you can also have these casual emo animations. They're all kinds of different poses, fun little things that you can just mess around with, have a good time. Or dancing emotes for when, you're hanging with your squad, just casually chatting, or you want your character to, do something funny. And you have 9 of those slots, so go ham. Jump ball. This is just a jump ball animation. You can have it as done. Uh, and then a spin ball, or an up dash, or an up spin. These are all things your character is gonna do, like when you jump. You just have to, change it. Modern ball, smooth ball, old style ball, VIP ball. Eon is not a Sonic character, so he's just gonna jump up because that's all he can do. And yeah, with before you pay for game passes, I think you have an accessory limit of 7 or a 6. So that's lots of free reign to honestly do whatever you want with your accessories. So more shades, more I'm not even gonna get into all the things because there's just so many damn accessories in this game. You're gonna just do honestly whatever you want. Um Especially with the modify accessories thing, you don't even have to, once again, not even accessories have to be used for like their specific use case, because uh it's all about being creative, honestly. So let's say I have this what's a good example that I can use? Hmm. Okay, okay, I got my example. Okay, you see this halo that I got? Usually it goes to the head because they want you to use it as a head halo, but that's what you think. You have free reign to do whatever the fuck you want. So, I'll select this accessory. I'll go to orientation, make it face forward with the z-axis, make it small with accessory scale right here. We gotta push that forward a bit so we can see it. And now something that was meant to be used as a halo, when I move it like this, it looks like an eye skeptical. It looks like an eye fuck, an eye spectacle, like a glowing accessory for the eye. Look at that. So I really just want to put it in your guys' heads that you can do whatever you want with any of these accessories. Still, you're limited to like obviously. What time is it? Oh shit! I am scrimming like 10 minutes. I gotta be quick. Okay, that just gave you that. I'm stressing now. Um, you can do anything within your own free reign. If you believe you can do it, go ahead, try, And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well, try with something else. Um, and what did I want to say? Oh, so if I just want to show something real quick. If I put on this helmet, right, that counts as another accessory. You saw that limit go up by 1, right? And if I put the scarf on, because it's listed as another accessory, that puts it up by 3. But if you put on different accessories within the accessory itself, these different parts to it, then that won't count. You see how it didn't move from 3? I removed them. Still 3. Same with this helmet. I put on all these different spike accessories, right? All these different parts to make the helmet look cooler. Does not budge by 3. But if I remove all of these, then it counts as the accessory is gone, and then it goes down to 2. So you can kind of abuse the accessory limit. It's also about efficiency, you know. What can you do? That's within your ability. And you can color most of these accessories as well. So, back to the coloring menu. This materials button, what it does is, this is what I was talking about with Fro last night. This is the texture library. So let's say, these neon and force field materials, they both cost 150 Robux. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but oh well. What are you gonna do, you know? So Inklings have glossy hair, right? But this hair, it looks so freaking bland, right? So I'll go to plastic. Oh, by the way, all these textures, every texture in the game, every model in the game by default is textured to plastic. So I'll go to plastic, and this star right here means add-on. So if it's gray, then that means it doesn't have an add-on. But if it's blue, that means it has add-ons. So I'll go here, I'll select glossy plastic, and then I'll put that to, actually that looks shit. I'll go to glass, right? Glass is shiny, and then we'll put that on the hair. You see how it's shiny now? That's because I put the glass material on it. Or let's say you bought the neon game pass for 150 Robux, and you want your hair to glow, or you want any part of the body to glow. Just click it. There you go. It glows now. So it's not even this specific library. These are the base materials. So you also have fabric materials, like for clothes and stuff, animal materials for, animal skin and whatnot. Other materials, these are just miscellaneous things that have specific use cases. Oh, by the way, the water texture moves. Yeah, you see how it retracts? Cool. Remember that if you want to use that at some point. Candy cane. I hate that texture. I'm just yapping at this point. These gradient materials, they're just, they're like actual color gradients, but they're very hard to use. So I honestly wouldn't recommend them. You see how it fades from red, my color of choice, to black, and then my color of choice. Cool. They also have these rainbow ones. They look pretty nice. If you want to see all of them, just click all materials, and then there you go. But yeah, that is also what I was talking about earlier with the basic MI. So if you want your eyes to glow, pick basic MI, go to base materials, neon, if you buy the game pass, and then go to eye, and that's going to make your eyes glow. Look at that. Looks cool. I don't think I have anything else to say. Name and info, this is just Eon base form. He is the red guy. Look. And you can change this is just if you want your VIP name tag to change. You can also change the color of the thing, but I think this is VIP only. VIP only costs 50 Robux, so it's not that big of an investment. Limbs mod. This is just if you want your character to be taller. You see how he grew taller? Normal height, or just shorter. Taller. These are just presets, however, because you can also, just like accessories, you can move body parts. The torso is welded to everything, so that just moves everything. But if I want to move my head, look at that. I can also rotate it. Although you're only limited to 15 degrees for the rotation, and you're only limited to 1.15 for the body, for the position of the body parts. You can move your eyes. It's really cool. I would recommend messing around with this. But if it's too complicated, or like you mess around with something and you're like, oh shit, I don't know how to change it back to normal. Remember, these are presets. You can just What if I move this arm? Because I thought it would look cool, and I was like, oh shit, I don't know how to move it back, or like, I don't know the exact, like, number, you know, that it was at before. Just click normal. There you go. I wish I knew that before. And, yeah. Forms. These are just files inside of files. So, when I make a new form, okay, wait, hold on, let me just show you how it works. What color is hair green? I go back to base form, change to red. He powers up and then his hair turns green. But if you don't want the animation, click burst right here. Animation, none. Effect, that's the little thing that pops up, none. If you want to see how it looks like, or if you're messing around with this, you can just click preview, and then it'll play the animation. Boom, look at that. You can also change the color of the burst as well. Effect colors, there you go. You saw how it was just yellow and red. Let's make it green and green because his hair is green. Look at that. There we go. Swords. You have to find swords around the map. There's no way to like buy them. You just have to go around, play the game, run around, do shit, talk to NPCs, and you'll be able to find these swords. Let's give Eon this katana that he uses. You see, now that I equip the sword, it hides there. But what if I don't want it there? Animations, sword. Animation, I can choose what pose he does when he holds it, or like what he does with his arm. Or when it's put away, I can put it on the back, the right waist, or none. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah, that's about it. Quick save makes it so you can save your file without having to go back to the menu if you want to keep editing. And this right here, it just changes your location. Green screen, useful. Change it to white. Click it. Boom. Very helpful. I would just stay in the workshop though. That has no real use case. And yeah, that's about it for the Sonic Pulse guide. Obviously this is just a dummy or a demo character, so I'll get rid of him soon. But this is what it's like to actually spawn into the game itself. I'll pick Green Isles because a lot of people are there right now, and these are just different locations that you can unlock as you play the game and explore. But let's just go to the main area for now. While it loads, then here we are. We are on the map. Press shift to run, space to jump obviously, space again to air dash, and E is to spin dash. This button right here is how you access settings. This button right here is the shop that recently got an overhaul, so it's much easier to navigate now. So once again, if you have any questions, just ask me, hit me up, and I'll most definitely have an answer to it. And I'll be able to help you out right away. World setup, this just changes the skybox. So these are files that you can have for different skybox options. You can mess with the atmosphere, the night atmosphere, the daytime, all these different things to make, you know, the world look different. You can change the music, the moon and the sun, how they look. Just change this to one of my favorites. Look at that. Space. And it changes the music too. Isn't that cool? My favorites. Very dramatic. It's rainy as well. This is my favorite one though. I like this one a lot because I like the music and the atmosphere. This right here is how you access your avatar. You can change forms. This is the form wheel, or the outfit wheel if you're a guy like me. You can spin with it. It's pretty fun. This is how you return. This is how you mess with the chat box, settings, channels, hi chat. You can change your maps, access your certain locations if you have them unlocked, or go back to the title screen. You can also change your file while you're spawned in. Let's say I want to change to Seth. There we go. Isn't that cool? Scale is how you make your characters bigger. Lower to make your character smaller. Bigger to make your character larger. You can also, there's a limit, however, 1.2 normally for how big, and I think 0.8 for how small usually. But if you buy the game pass, you can scale up to 2 and 0.1. Free cam, say we move around. It's pretty cool. Scroll wheel will change the FOV, so you can go for more dramatic looking shots. Very fun to mess around with. This button hides name tags. This button makes it so you can walk, and this one makes it so it follows you. Cool. This is your block list. You can block people. Let's say I don't like this guy. Boom, block. There, he's gone. And I won't see his messages on chat either. So that was a little bit cruel. Oh well. This button just changes this to what you do normally when you just press W, or when you walk around. So we have run, we have slow walk, or just walk. Radar will show me everybody on the map and their names. Emotes. This is just the emote list. A is to access every single emote in the game. Head turn makes it so that your thing can move while your mouse moves. So you can go for more like detailed shots, or head turn will lock, by the way, when you go into free cam mode. So you could set up really cool or dramatic looking shots. It's really about free reign. Emotes, this is everything in the game. Eyes, you can change your expression. So what if I wanted to be angry? There we go. You can also change your mouth. So I'll go with frown. There we go. She's mad now. And when I move, these reset back to normal. So yeah, I said this like 5 minutes ago, but this is really the end of the Sonic Pulse tutorial. So I hope you guys have fun with it. Oh my god, this is an hour long. Holy shit. Okay, I did not mean it to be this long. I have a scrim that I'm already fucking 20 minutes late to. My team is gonna fucking kill me because this is like the 4th time that I've done this. Okay. I hope you guys have fun with Sonic Pulse RP on Roblox. Maybe I'll upload this to YouTube and edit it so other people can use it. Maybe I'll make a more detailed tutorial someday. Holy shit, I said I was gonna go fast. I don't even know how big this is gonna be on Discord. I hope not too long. Sorry about the length, guys. Yeah, that's it. Goodbye. Once again, hit me up for if you want more detailed questions or answers and whatnot. Okay, goodbye.